Jill Hicks, Chapel Green, Lewis. Because I have a front row seat to cluster subdivision project, I can provide other context around the buffer insufficiency issue. Sorry about the delay. The new black fence is ours. The pink tape represents the end of the 30-foot buffer. The front end loader is clearing space for the silt fence. The houses to be built will be 20 feet back from the pink tape, which is about where the excavator sits. You can see there is no meaningful transition or discernible buffer, as is tended by 11525E4. What's left will not protect us from our future neighbors' deck lights or any light pointed in our direction. It will not buffer noises like barking dogs or family squabbles. When this building phase reaches us, we will be exposed to loud running air compressors and nail guns at close range, and the backup warning alarms from moving equipment 6 days a week for a year or 2 or 3 or more. And before that, there will be heavy equipment back there grading and spreading the toxic smell of asphalt. And when the excavation for the drainage pipes and foundations are dug, the length of the perimeter, the remaining trees in the buffer, and trees on the property next to our house will be at risk again. 30 feet, as you all have acknowledged, is insufficient. The pictures also do not convey the shaking of our house when this and other machinery is back there. The vibrations are felt throughout our home. Our wooded property is highlighted in green. Our property is 1/2 acre, 133 feet wide across the back. Not only will there be a house 20 feet back from the pink tape, there will be 3 houses across the rear of our property with minimal side yards between them. The transition or buffer between Chapel Green's 20,000 square foot lots and this cluster's 7,500 square foot lots is truly insufficient. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that it could be years before the trees that were cut down in the buffer area are replaced. I was told by the project manager that the houses to be built behind us are part of phase 6 and could be 6 to 8 years before the trees that were cut down will be replaced. Please consider this when amending codes. Trees to be planted or replaced throughout the site should be planted before or during phase 1 so that current residents are not subjected to this year after year after year. Early planting also gives the buffer time to grow back and take root. Plantings done in the fall have a better chance of survival. Without even addressing all the good trees do for us, I hope this gives you cause to continue working to improve perimeter buffers for the benefit of all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Janet Lee Thigable.
Good afternoon. Timer's not going. Should I just go ahead? Timer's not going.
Mr. Laws hasn't started yet.
Good afternoon. My name is Janet Thigable, and I live in Milton. Recently, I attended and spoke at a planning and zoning meeting. I spent over 25 hours over 6 weeks studying the application documents submitted by the developer, taking time away from my family and my obligations. The developer's experts spoke for 2 hours, 1 minute, and 28 seconds. 2 experts spoke in circles, not making any point. Just to exhaust the commission, in my opinion. I was presenting for myself. I took 14 minutes. I was the second speaker. I was presenting for 3 others who prepared a presentation but could not attend. And since call-ins are not allowed, I was presenting for them. One was a 21 slide PowerPoint. All 4 presentations were on different topics. After my presentation, while I was presenting for 2 others, Mr. Wheatley asked me to summarize their presentations, saying, we have an XX number of hearings tonight. He said not once, but he said 3 times, we have an XX amount of hearings tonight. At one point, Mr. Mears said the same thing. We have an XX number of meetings tonight, hearings tonight. The commission allows the developer and their experts to drag on with no interruption. But when the residents speak, Mr. Wheatley censors us. This is censorship. Who is he working for, the developer or the public? If Mr. Whitehouse's staff schedules 8 hearings in one evening, that's not my problem. That's a scheduling problem. If I told my boss I had too much work, I'd be fired. The commission is appointed to work for the public by you, the council. You, the council, are their boss, and the public is your boss. If Mr. Wheatley cannot handle the workload, he can resign, or Mr. Chairman, you can reappoint someone else. I also suggest that Mr. Whitehouse's department not schedule 8 hearings in one evening. Also, Mr. Wheatley's business is a conflict of interest. He helps people navigate through the Planning and Zoning Commission. I also ask that any application that I speak in opposition to, that Mr. Wheatley recuse himself, since I am starting a petition to ask that he be removed. Thank you.
Thank you. Operator, check online for any public comment, please.
If anyone has joined via the conference line and would like to make public comment, dial 5*. We have Judy Seibert on the line. Judy, your line is now open. Please state your name and address for the record before making your comment.
Yes, hello. This is Judy Rose Seibert from Lewis. Sorry, I can hear echo. Makes it difficult. I would just like to ask the council to discuss with Planning and Zoning that by not allowing call-ins to the hearing, they are restricting public participation. And this was particularly a problem during the recent Twin Mast hearing, when 3 residents from the Round Pole Bridge Road could not attend. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else, operator?